No press release prepared the industry for the gravity of the choice. No social media post could fully articulate the weight of the gamble. But today, we look past the charts and the sold-out arenas to dissect a moment when the safest path was the one left behind. This is the story of SB19, not just as a musical phenomenon, but as a case study in courage, autonomy, and the high-stakes reality of reclaiming an identity. Every breakthrough has a hidden architecture, a foundation built in the shadows before the lights ever turn on. For SB19, that foundation was laid in 2016 within the rigorous confines of SB19 Philippines. Under the structure of a Korean model trainee system, 5 individuals were forged through a process that demanded total commitment. Years of grueling practice and constant evaluation passed with minimal recognition. In those early days, the question wasn't about fame. It was about endurance. Was the sacrifice worth the silence? The initial response from the market provided no easy answers. Their debut single, Hallelujah, barely moved the needle. It was a quiet entry into an industry that rarely offers second chances. But momentum has a way of finding its own path. When Go Up was released, it wasn't a corporate marketing machine that ignited the spark, it was a viral dance practice video. In an instant, the indifference vanished. SB19 was no longer just a group in training, they were a movement in motion. Yet, with success comes a different kind of pressure. As their trajectory turned upward, the group arrived at a crossroads that would define their legacy. They chose to walk away from SB19, the very entity that provided their structure, their international connections, and their financial backing. In the music industry, parting ways with established management isn't just a transition, it is a monumental risk. To go independent is to step off a ledge without knowing if the floor will hold. Why take such a leap? For SB19, the motivation wasn't found in a ledger, it was found in their hearts. They sought creative autonomy. They wanted to own their story, not just perform it. This wasn't a rejection of their roots, but an embrace of a Filipino identity on their own terms. They moved to trade the safety of a curated network for the uncertainty of a self-built future. The risks were immediate and objective. First, the loss of institutional support meant building a business from the ground up, marketing, logistics, and infrastructure, tasks that break even the most seasoned artists. Second, the public perception was fractured. When social media bios suddenly dropped the group's name, replaced only by individual identities, the silence bred speculation. Fans wondered if this was the end. Trust was being tested in real time. But the most personal stake involved the very name they had bled for. SB19 reportedly held the trademark for SB19 and the copyrights to their original catalog until 2031. For an artist, losing the legal right to your name is a catastrophic blow. It is the erasure of a brand overnight. Faced with the prospect of losing their identity, the group didn't retreat. They leaned into the gamble, driven by a vision that extended beyond themselves. This was about building 1Z Entertainment, a sanctuary designed not just for their own survival, but to nurture the next generation of Filipino talent. They wanted to provide the infrastructure they once lacked. They wanted to stand as authentic representatives of a culture, moving away from conformity to prove that Filipino pop could command a global stage without a borrowed script. The aftermath was not a clean victory. It was a period defined by legal hurdles, cancelled engagements, and an undeniable emotional toll. But resilience is rarely comfortable. SB19 emerged from the friction not just intact, but transformed. They continued to release music, not as products of a system, but as architects of a legacy. From the viral spark of a practice video to the historic sellouts of global venues, their journey serves as a reminder that risk isn't something to be avoided, it is something to be owned. SB19 didn't just survive a turning point, they defined it. They rewrote the rules of what it means to be an artist from the Philippines in a global era. In the end, the boldest decision they ever made didn't just change their career, it changed the industry forever.